Our business is big boobs. That's the opening line from the interview pitch I received from today's guest, Maxine Windram of Brava Woman. And yes, she got my attention. And yes, the interview contains dad jokes. But it is also busting with marketing gold. See what I did there?
Well, I said, welcome to a small business marketing show where successful small business owners share their souls to take your marketing straight to the lead. Now, here's your host, Mr. Timbo Reid.
And welcome back, listeners, to another episode of Australia's #1 marketing show. I'm your host, Timbo Reid. You, so much more importantly, you're a motivated business owner, and you are here to crank out some great marketing in order to build that baby of yours into the empire it deserves to be. Welcome. If you're new, thanks for finding me. If you're not, you're old, thanks for coming back for more. A cretin for punishment. Hey, big show today. Maxine Windram of Brava Woman, a brilliant story of a mother and daughter who've created a hugely successful retail business, despite the fact that they'd never run a business before and they both hate shopping. Brilliant story. Got a listener question from a young uni student about how to create a personal brand. Got some feedback from a 65-year-old fella. He's a motivated listener, just found the show. And I have a wonderful quote, a motivating marketing quote from none other than Warren Buffett. So yes, a big show. Hey, today's show is lovingly brought to you by the good folk at Net Registry. If you need to get any part of your online marketing sorted, I would suggest you head over to netregistry.com.au/Timbo and have a squiz at some of the very exclusive listener packages they have for you. And we're also made possible by the good folk at 99 Designs, which is the world's largest graphic design marketplace, where you will get a design you love from designers that compete for your attention, and it is all guaranteed. And you can grab your free $99 upgrade over at 99designs.com/Timbo. Go and do that after the show, hey? As per usual, there is marketing GOLD dripping from the ceiling over here at Small Business Big Marketing's HQ. So let's get stuck right in.
Get on Timbo's mailing list over at smallbusinessbigmarketing.com.
And by stuck in, I mean stuck right into today's guest, who is Maxine Windram. This is a ripper. Now, I want to share with you the pitch, the email that she sent me in order to get my attention to be a guest on my show. She says, hey, Timbo, our business is big boobs. Maybe a new subject and a slightly uncomfortable one for your listeners. Our business grew from personal experience of feeling humiliated as a teen because there was only one bra to fit. And that was a beauty, she says. Nude, full cup, thick straps, something your granny would wear. She talks a bit more about the problem that her and her mum were struggling with, and that's where the business came from, the business idea came from. Mum and I have both small frames and unable to find bras to fit. Getting uncomfortable here. Just breathe, Tim. Soak it in. Come on, you can do it. To fit, because back then, big cups were only made for big bodies. We opened Brava, a lingerie store for women, D cup and up, 9 years ago. We never had a business, never worked in retail, never even fitted a bra, except our own, of course. But we knew fuller busted women needed a better deal. I love this is so good because she's solving a problem that she's experiencing herself. How can you go wrong when you do that in business? We now have 3 stores, Paran, High Point and Burke Street, and a busting online business. See what I did there, she says. I like that. It's a big market. Oh, Timbo, the puns you could have with this one, they are never ending. Well, she's absolutely right. I was a pretty good boy, as you will soon find out. We did have a laugh along the way. The pitch goes on. I'm going to post it in the show notes for this episode because she explains some of the marketing that she's doing. She does it in the interview as well, but it's worth reading. Now, listen in. We cover customer service. We talk about how to treat competitors as collaborators. We talk about user-friendly websites, about attracting and retaining great staff. Gee, this is a good interview. Enough from me. Head off and grab a cup of tea. Make it a D cup. Sorry, had to do that. And let's head over to the interview right now. Now, Maxine, this is your very last chance to take me on as a work experience student.
I've never heard that before, Tim. Never had that offer before.
Really? I knew it. Another unique joke. I am going to go pretty easy, I promise.
Okay.
Okay, because you warned me. And I told Sophie, my wife, this morning who I was chatting to and what about, and she's also read the riot act to me.
I'm going to give you a little bit of leeway. So, yeah, we'll see how we go.
You just call the shots, all right? Like, as I get to that line, it's like, Timbo, enough.
Yeah, enough.
All right? But the thing is, I like boobs because they're proof that guys can focus on two things. Thank you very
It's already
much.
started. You've started early.
Yeah, correct. What did you expect? Hey,
Yeah.
Now, Maxine, welcome. What
Thank
period
you.
of history would you have loved to have lived in?
Wow. Well, maybe when they started making bras, so I
Fair
could have
enough.
helped them a bit and thrown away the tape measure and actually made bras properly for women. So, you know,
When was that? When do you reckon that period was?
I guess I think it was around that late 1800s where they were having corsets and all sorts of things strapped around them.
Wow, that would, given your compassion for women with large breasts, that period would be a very, that's a tough one.
Yeah, it is. I think when they were using tape measures, which is, being part of tradition, part of bra fitting for a lot of years, all of this, most of this century, and measuring a volume, a breast with a tape measure, it's like measuring a glass of milk with a ruler. It can't be accurate. And, one of the reasons why so many women are in the wrong bra size.
Yeah, right. Well, tell us about that not so far away land where, in your very own words, women with large breasts had no option but to wear a granny bra.
Well, I guess I discovered it myself growing up, as a teenager. I'm a small frame. I'm a size 10, but I had a full bust, same as my mum. My mum's 5 foot nothing, size 8, but a full bust. Mm-hmm. And it seemed bras were just being made, a bigger bust seemed just to be for women with a bigger body. So there were no bras for smaller frames. So there was just one bra that fit me in the department stores. It was what we call a granny bra. It was nude, it was embroidered, it had really thick straps, where my friends were in these pretty little bras with thin straps, and there were not many options at all. And in some stores there still aren't, but we've certainly, from the time we've been in business for the last 9 years, it's certainly improved.
I find that you quote some research from Monash University. 600 women surveyed revealed that more than half found bra shopping experience as enjoyable or worse. They said it was worse than visiting the dentist.
Yeah.
That's extraordinary.
That's right. And you know what? So many women don't get fitted because they've had such awful experiences. And this is more prevalent among women with a bigger bust, because there are a few things to think about. You do need a different structure in the bra. But most women, well, it's uncomfortable to stand in a change room half naked, especially, a lot of these women have walked into stores and been told, oh, there's nothing in your size, dear,
wow.
Or this one may work for you. So it's...
Sounds like you identified a problem back in 2006 when you started Brava Woman of like it was the dark ages. In fact, maybe still is for many retailers selling bras.
Yeah, look, we specialise. We just do D cup and above, and there's certainly stores out there that have a range for over a D cup, but not specialists, and you really need quite a big variety to, sometimes we can try 10, 15 bras on a woman and only one will work because there's so much that comes into it. But yeah, it's definitely improved. We've got brands out there who are just making D cup and above bras.
I had to look up the coding. I'm sorry, I had to, being a bloke.
The coding?
The A, B, C, D type thing,
Okay.
you know?
Yeah, well, we go up to a K cup.
Well, I'm not even going there because I'm looking at the scale that I've printed here, Maxine.
Yeah.
And, of course, the first thing came up on Google because Google knew that I was searching for bra sizes. Tell me if this is wrong. I'll go from A through to H, and then you can tell me what K is. A, almost boobs. B, barely there. C, can't complain.
Yeah.
D, dang. And it goes on. I'm starting to feel as though that's only funny for blokes. What's K?
Look, well, that's past H cup. You know, we go from
Clearly.
D, double D, E, F, double F, so they all have double digits in them. But it's the perception of bra sizes. In the media, for example, a D or a double D will be seen as huge. You know, we've seen those words, big double D and so on. When a double D it's actually not big if a woman is fitted correctly.
Yeah, right.
It's actually, you know, you see in the media these breasts, and most of them have been enhanced, and you know the words put around them as if they're really big, but it's actually not. Our average size in store is about a 12F, 10 double F,
right.
And it's perfectly in proportion. It's just that women feel that it's really big, but it's actually not. So it's just the perceptions. But K-cup is big. It comes with a lot of health issues, back pain, self-esteem issues. Yeah.
Let's go from breasts to business. There's a nice little segue. Now I understand you have had a box full of business ideas at home until Brava came along. You didn't have the confidence to execute any of them. So why was Brava different? Why was that kind of like that's the one you and your mum are going to do?
I think just personal experience, you know.
It was finally a problem that you'd actually experienced. It was like all the other ones were just kind of, oh, that'd be fun if it existed type thinking.
Yeah, this was so real, and we knew it was going to make such a difference to women. You know, but the year before, we thought about the idea. We sort of said, what if we could actually walk into a store, a bra store, and actually have a choice? You know, it was as simple as that. And we did a year research, and every single woman we spoke to either had bra problems getting a good fitting, or they knew somebody.
Tell me about the research, because I've said before, you know, in fact, I said it recently on an episode, you know, if Henry Ford had gone out and asked what people wanted, they would have said faster horses. So you don't always listen to what people are saying. But this research, was it informal? Was it you just out asking friends, anyone you came across with a large bust, you know, you sort of spoke to her? Is that what you did?
We just spoke to women. You know, we spoke to
you wouldn't speak to
women
men
at events, at just our friends, and it was the same story. Tim, I actually can't remember one woman saying, no, I don't have any problems with bras.
Yeah, right.
You know, or if they were smaller in the bust, they would say, oh, but I've got a friend, or my mum has a problem, or my cousin. Let me know when you open.
So why a year, Maxine? Why did it take a year to finally go, oh, hang on, I think we better solve the problem?
Well, because both Mum and I had never had a business before. We'd never even worked in retail, and actually didn't even like shopping. So
oh, wow.
We still don't actually, but we
That's kind of a positive in the sense that if you don't like shopping, then you're forced to ask yourself what's going to make the shopping experience exceptional.
Yes, that's right. And do you know so many of the same reasons kept coming up that women don't like bra shopping, and it's because when they have a fuller bust, they're made to feel they're abnormal. They walk into a store told there's nothing for them, or that will do, you know, fitted into a big back size to get the big cup size because the right sizes weren't available, and just sold to and said, yes, this is fine. When as a woman, you know whether you're comfortable or not. You know that in a bra that it doesn't quite feel right, but you don't quite know why. And if you're going to a professional bra fitter and they're not helping you, then where do you turn? You know, there's nowhere else to go.
So tell me about then, a year down the track, lots of research, you know this is the right thing, but you've never started a business, you've never been in business with your mum, you hate shopping. Tell me, was there a moment where you've looked at mum and gone, righto, come on, let's do this?
Look, it was just time. You know, we also had a focus group with a group of our friends who, you know, quite a few of them were quite professional, just throwing around names and our branding and, you know, a few ideas for the shop. Mum actually did go over to the UK and looked at what they were doing over there as well, because there was another specialist store over there. So we did our research.
You sure did.
We certainly looked at what other people were doing. We really zeroed down on the pain point of women, of why they're not getting fitted. So then we just said, well, you know, we know enough. Let's find a property. Let's find a store.
What did you have to give up to start Brava Woman? Were you both in corporate jobs, or what were you doing?
Yeah. Well, we had to my mum had to put her house on the on the line.
She says laughing.
Yeah, it wasn't my house, Mum's house.
Yeah.
But, you know, we weren't going to fail. We just were so confident in the idea because we had spoken to so many women, and it just confirmed everything. So we were very confident about it.
But what did you give up? Did you have to give up a job?
Yes, I was working at the YMCA in their family development unit. I actually started.
What about your mum?
She was working at a marketing organisation.
Oh, hang on. Now we've got a leg up here.
Yeah.
You got some insider knowledge. We'll talk marketing in a minute. But okay, so you gave up house, had to mortgage the house, and then you did all the things that you need to do. Go and find a shop and go and find staff and do all that. You're underway. Tell me about a moment then when, because you've done all the research, like everything right now in my mind is going tick, tick, success is guaranteed. Was there a moment where you've looked at your mum or woken up in a cold sweat?
Do you know, it was fun. We enjoyed the challenge, and we were getting, you know, really good comments, really good responses from women, and it was so positive. Yes. You know, we certainly made mistakes, you know, when it comes to ordering stock, of ordering this lovely, you know, we've still got some of it 9 years later.
Oh, really? Is there a particular bra that is just what you look at it and go, what were we thinking?
Basically the mainstream bras, the bras that the other stores, department stores were keeping. We realised that we needed to look overseas, more specialist type bras, which is what we have in our stores today. So we learnt a lot about what works and what doesn't.
So it really has been, Maxine, like just as you would expect, just plain sailing.
I wouldn't go that far. We certainly have had challenges, as in I guess the first 6 months, you know, as I touched on about the tape measure, you know, that's how we were taught. We were taught by the suppliers to measure bras by tape measures, and it didn't take long for us to realise, no, we need to take a more holistic approach about, you know, what the...
I'd do the tape measure.
Would you?
Yeah. What's the alternative?
Look, it's more of a holistic approach where we fit by eye now. We can generally look at a woman and have a pretty good idea of her bra size.
Yep.
And it's about her shape and her body and how she feels, what she wants. It's about trying different things. It's not saying this is your size, this is going to work, because there are so many styles. I could talk about this for ages.
Isn't it interesting though? Just as a marketing lesson there, like here's the big bra manufacturers who you would think would know, right? Saying use a tape measure. You 6 months down the track realise that's wrong. So I think there's a lesson there for all of us, which is, you know, listen to what our heart's telling us, not what our heads or the heads of others are telling us, because so often we know. I mean, as business owners, I so often think we innately know what's right for our customers, yet we don't always listen. And it's like, why don't we? Again, I talk a lot about courage, business courage, and I love your and your mum's business courage, but that's a great example of it. What's it like working with mum? Because I had a fellow Dean on the show earlier this week who works with his brother, and they have punch-ons.
Yeah, look, it's Mum and I get along great. I mean, I'm doing a lot of work from home now, because it did get to a point where it was getting a bit crowded. But no, we work very well. But the only negative is that we We are similar, so we have very similar skills, which means neither of us want to do the number stuff, the accounting, financial. We both want to do the marketing and the other things that the website, what we're interested in. So we've learned along the way to seek people who are more skilled than us.
Yeah, good on you. Fill those gaps.
Yeah, but it works well.
Speaking of numbers, because I want to get onto marketing shortly, speaking of numbers, wrap some numbers around where you're at. 9 years down the track, you've got 3 stores and overseas listeners in very good locations. We're talking inner city Melbourne, Melbourne's second biggest shopping centre, and Melbourne's one of Melbourne's fanciest suburbs, and a big online store. So four retail outlets. Wrap some other numbers in terms of staff, turnover, etc.
Yeah, we've got 30 staff, all women.
I'm not even going there. That was bait. You were trying to bait me then.
Don't even go there.
No.
And by the way, all of our staff are in our target market. They're all over a D cup, which helps with that rapport. Mm-hmm. It's not something that we test on during the interview process.
Rubbish. I challenge you on that.
That would be discriminatory, wouldn't it?
Come on.
But we do. They're drawn to us, and quite often they're ex-customers who want to work with us.
Okay, so 30 staff, fantastic.
So 30 staff. So it took us 4 or 5 years to open our second store, which was actually our first city store, which was in Australia on Collins, but had to close because they were redeveloping it.
Mm-hmm. Can you talk turnover or?
I can tell you that we sold about 40,000 bras last year.
It's a lot of bras. It's a lot of boobs. Wow, I love it. It's such a great story. Hey, listeners, I'm chatting with Maxine Windram of Brava Woman, a small business that's shaking up the big boob industry. Thank you. Before we talk about how she's building a tribe, here's a word from 2 wonderful businesses that can lighten your marketing load. Support for this show comes from 99 Designs, where dozens of designers compete to deliver a fast, affordable design you'll love. Speaking of love, their big cheese, Patrick Llewellyn, recently compared 99 Designs to a dating site.
We really think of contests almost like the dating paradigm. You go to a nightclub, it's noisy, there's a lot of people to meet, you get to meet a lot of people, and if you're lucky, at the end of that process you might meet someone, right? And then you go on and have dates. And so a contest is kind of like that paradigm. You put up your proposal, lots of designers submit their ideas, and then you start to whittle down to a few of the ones that really resonate with you. And then ultimately you pick one of them, and once you've picked that one designer, the chances of you going on to work with that designer to get other things designed is actually very high.
99 Designs, where love is in the air. For a free $99 upgrade on your first design, visit 99designs.com/Timbo.
Get on Timbo's mailing list over at smallbusinessbigmarketing.com.
Support for this show comes from Net Registry. Recently, I was Skyping it up with Verity Ma, their Chief Marketing Officer, when the line deteriorated. She thought it may be because she had loads of browsers open. At which point I'm like, why so many browsers?
Well, because websites appear differently on different browsers. So if I run multiple, then I can get a sense of how our websites are tracking across different browsers and customers' websites.
Net Registry, where attention to detail rules. Visit netregistry.com.au/Timbo for a website that works on, well, all browsers. Now, Maxine, let's talk marketing. You are very passionate about building a tribe. How are you building a tribe, and how do you nurture that tribe?
Look, I think there's a few ways we do that. But what's worked really well for us is actually collaborating with our competitors, that because we specialise, we're able to, I guess, assist other stores' customers. For example, you'll see on our website we have distinct categories: lingerie, swimwear, sports, so that's sports bras, maternity bras, and then we've got bridal. So we connect with, for example, sports bras. We connect with physios and chiropractors because quite often their customers have back pain, they need a good bra, they want to get active again, so they send them on to us, as well as the gyms. the local gyms.
Brilliant.
They also send women to us.
What about department stores or, something like a Lululemon, or do you kind of connect with those guys, or are they absolute? You do?
They're amazing, those girls. The girls in Lululemon and Lorna Jane. Now, they do a great job in their target market, and they do have sports bras, but they're sort of crop-style sports bras, and they don't always suit women with a fuller bust. So those girls, it's not all about sales. It's about helping women. Mm-hmm. And the staff in those stores are fantastic. They send women to us because they want to help them, and quite often it does help their sales, because once these customers are in a good bra and they feel good about themselves, then they can go back to these stores and get fitted out in some, fancy gear.
So explain the process of getting, there's how do chiros, physios, the staff at Lululemon, the staff at, big department stores find out about you. And refer back?
Look, it can be done in a few different ways. Quite often we will just mail out a letter, a bit about ourselves. Maybe sometimes we'll do discount vouchers. Sometimes it will just be business cards. And quite often we get calls from them saying, we've run out, send us some more business cards.
So is it a really, I'm so interested in this strategy, because it's like, so do you actively... do you maybe today go, okay, I'm going to go and identify another 10 physios in Melbourne, and I am going to, are you going to write a personal letter? Are you going to call them? Are you going to get an appointment?
Most of the time, look, we use a few different strategies. For example, at High Point store, this is a great store to do this with, because all the shops are close by. Lots of women's shops. We have the department stores there. So during quieter times, the girls will just walk along, go in and say hello, drop some cards in, introduce themselves. We also offer the staff there a discount. So it's really just about passing on our information and how we can help their customers.
So I love it. That's a clever marketing strategy. We can learn so much from going from being competitive to collaborative. That's a hard word to say, Maxine. You with me?
Yes, collaborative.
Hey, another thing that many business owners struggle with is staff, and I think that's part of our marketing strategy. You've got 30 staff. Understand you've got great staff retention. Tell me about your approach to employing and keeping them.
Well, to be honest with you, we probably do it a bit differently to most people. We don't go by a book. What's important to us is that our staff have warmth and are friendly and are nice women and can build a rapport with other women. That the bra fitting we can teach. It's a combination of technical and other, but we really want all of our staff to get along and to be able to work well with women. So it's about emotion, not the technique. The rational stuff around bras is learnt. You employ purely on emotion. Not purely. Sometimes it helps if they have some experience, but it can also be a negative thing to have a woman who has lots of bra experience and is not doing it our way. So we do retrain. They go for over a 3-month period of training. Some go a little bit quicker, but it is more about the type of person that they are, because you have to be a special person to be able to be in a room with a woman, and it's an emotional experience for some women. Some of them do come in crying because they're so frustrated and feeling bad about their bodies and not liking their shape. So you do need a certain type of person. Similar, we get nurses who work with us and all different professions and studying, but they're all very warm.
Yeah, right.
And that's what we look for.
Just a marketing strategy came to mind for you, and it may be a bit difficult because it actually involves video, but I interviewed a chiropractor a few weeks ago who's using video marketing incredibly effectively. Where
Amazing. I saw it.
You saw it?
Amazing. Yeah.
Goodness me. I mean, you know, because what he's doing, listeners, if you haven't heard that episode, it's with a guy called Dr. Ian Rossborough. And when a patient comes in that is, you know, critical, he asks whether he can video the entire process of him doing the adjustments and then walking out, literally walking out fixed at the other end. And I can't help but think you're not in a dissimilar space. It's a little bit more personal, I suppose, but, you know, you would have some amazing stories to tell, some life-changing stories to tell.
Oh, absolutely. And, you know, we have women who are in their 60s and have never had a properly fitted bra before. And we have, you know, teenage girls who are full of bust who can't play sport and find a bra, and they're just so down about it. There's some amazing stories.
How do you capture those? Because it would be I notice you've got a fairly effective testimonials page. Is that kind of where they live?
Every customer that comes into our store, we ask for feedback for them to email my mum and I at Lynn and Maxine at Brava Woman. So we get testimonials daily. So some of them go up on the website. They are always sent to our staff, and they're put up on the notice board in each store so they can see what a great job they're doing.
That's a great idea. Is that is that just a verbal, hey, listen, if you've had a good experience, here's our email address, or how do you actually facilitate that?
No, we have a flyer in store which also talks about, you know, washing your bras correctly, and also about wearing your bra with the tags on when you get home to make sure you're comfortable, and please come back if it's not working for you, because we want to help you, and also to give us feedback. We are going to be looking at a more automated way where once they leave the store, they get sent an email. We're in that process of doing that now. But it's also good when we do get negative feedback. Sometimes it doesn't happen very often, but when we do, we're able to address it. You know, there was a lady who came in who wasn't acknowledged for about 5 minutes in one of our stores the other day, and that's something that we were able to speak to our staff about and say what happened. You know, why did this happen? Have a conversation about it and find out how we can fix it, because we don't. And
did you resolve that and turn it into a sale?
We actually, the study happened yesterday.
Yeah, right.
So,
okay.
But we did send her a. Oh, sorry, yes, yeah. No, her feedback was that was her feedback, but then when she was looked after by our staff, she had a great experience and she was really lovely and she left the store really happy with her bras, but her feedback was she wasn't acknowledged straight away.
So often we can turn that, you know, business owners can be so scared of negative feedback, but so often it's the opportunity for him. Well, it is the opportunity for improvement. It's just we need to choose what to do with it, you know.
That's right. And, you know, our staff, when we always let them know when we receive feedback like that, and they're so grateful for being told, because they want to do a good job, they want to help out, and they hate the thought of our customers feeling that way. So, you know, it's a conversation we have with our staff, just like we do with the positive feedback. But no, we get this positive feedback every day. And we also get we write personal notes in all of our online orders. Every single one has a handwritten note. And we're doing that in store now too.
Brilliant.
If the staff have time, they may have fitted a bride for a wedding dress. They may just say, oh, have a lovely wedding, you know, you look beautiful. But we only do it if it's genuine, if they really have something to say, you know, it's not generic.
Tell me about the split between your bricks and mortar retail, 3 stores, and your online. What's the trend? Is more going, because selling a bra online is a bit like selling shoes. I mean, you got to get the fitting right. I notice you've got some wonderful information to help make the right decision, but tell us about the difference.
Look, it's been interesting. We're actually on our 4th website. You know, it's been challenging. We're happy now, but it has been challenging. But you know, if you'd asked me this 6 months ago, our online store would have been if we're calling it a store, out of the 4 stores, it would have been about 16, 17% of our turnover, and now it's about 25%.
Wow.
So it's equal to our other stores.
And is that because now the usability of your website is exceptional? It's so easy to figure out what you want and how to get there. Do you reckon that's kind of the direct result, that 9% increase?
I think it's a combination of things. I think there's probably, as our stores have built, because we opened the 2 new stores last year, it's going to have a natural increase. But I think we are always adding new features and looking at the usability of our website, making it easier for customers to buy. And our customer service, we have an amazing customer service girl who's also a fitter. So she will help customers, whether it be through live chat, a phone call, customers can actually call us to get fitting advice before they buy anything. And we want to make sure they're happy, so they can return it, and we'll help them find a better size. We also get photos sent to us by customers, so we can help them with the fit as well, which we will be making that more formalised soon.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, it's about customer service, really, I think.
Can you see a time? Actually, one other question. We are online. Has that taken your sales? You've now got customers all around the world?
Yeah. We are looking at the possibility of going more overseas. The majority are in Australia,
right.
But we get quite a few from New Zealand and the US at the moment.
Yeah.
But a few different, Australians living over in Asia. Can
you see a time where the online store takes over?
Not completely. There's nothing like a proper bra fitting, but I certainly do see us being able to add more functions to be able to, I guess, reduce the chance of returns by helping them more with the fitting, more of a sort of a virtual fitting place, which I can't say too much more about at this time, but maybe in a year have a chat, and we're looking at a lot of new and exciting things. But
you're not. One of the things I've noticed with Brava Woman is you're not afraid to spend good money. Tell me if I'm wrong here, but this website it's a significant website. I can see how much work and money has been invested into your website. You have got stores in high traffic area, expensive retail locations. You've got 30 staff. Well, just tell me about your mindset around that, because there's a lot of business owners there who cut off their nose to spite their faces and don't spend the money,
No, look, it is about quality. We rarely discount, apart from some things online, because I think a bra is so important to a woman, and we find once they are fitted, they will, in a good bra at a good place, they will come back, they will spend a little bit extra. So I think that's really important. There's a lot of cheap bra stores. There's a lot of cheap stores. You could go into Target and get a $15 bra. But the brands that we buy in, sometimes they can be a little bit more expensive, but they're going to last twice as long as well.
Yeah.
So, this is just through trialling. We've tried the cheaper options.
Get what you pay for in marketing, in bras, in everything.
In everything. And, all of our online sales, we're tracking everything. We're seeing what works and what doesn't, and what we should spend money on and what we shouldn't. It's all about testing, and trialing. We don't have the answer to everything, so we just try a lot of things. But because our market is women who, do appreciate quality, I think.
How much time do you spend on marketing a week, Maxine?
Well, it seems to be taking up a lot of my time lately.
Yeah.
We have an online marketer who is with us 3 days a week, and I spend a lot of time on it. But I would say at least a full-time role. So maybe 40 to 50 hours if we're talking about improving the website, if that's included in marketing.
Absolutely.
Which I feel it is.
Absolutely it is. Marketing is everything, and everything is marketing. So that's it.
Yeah.
So you are effectively, you're the marketing manager for Brava Woman. That is what you do. So
I guess similar. But we also, when we talk about marketing, sometimes I don't see it as marketing. I just see it as customer service.
Yeah.
It's like when your why is to help women and all of that. All of the marketing is just a vehicle to help those women. So I don't know that I've necessarily got a business mind. I think it's more, I think, about how can we treat these women better, how can they get a better service, how can they have a better experience, and whatever it takes to do that. If that's called marketing, then
well, it is, and
that's what we do. Yeah,
it's semantic. It's like it is what it is, and marketing. You just wear your customer's hat. You are your customer, number one, and B, you're constantly wearing their hat. And I reckon all great business owners and even marketers who don't own the business but are responsible for the marketing, the more they wear the customer's hat, how can you not win? If you do that, what would the customer want? What would the customer do? What would the customer expect? If we're always asking questions with the word customer in it, then it's a winning formula. Hey, Maxine, love chatting to you. Thank you for approaching me for a chat on the show and for listening to my show in the first instance. And I think I've been pretty good today.
You've been very well behaved. I'm actually quite surprised.
Thank you. I was on my very best behaviour.
Yeah, you had to do it. Had to. Thank you.
Yes, hey. At least I make myself laugh, if no one else. That was Maxine Windram. What a wonderful lady. bravawoman.com.au is her website. She's not on Twitter, so I can't kind of refer you over there to tell her how much you enjoyed her sharing that marketing gold. However, let me share my top 3 learnings. Thanks to the good guys at netregistry.com.au/Timbo. Get all your online marketing sorted over there. And if you want anything designed, 99designs.com/Timbo for that free $99 upgrade. Righto, my top 3 learnings from Maxine. Learning number 1, who can you start treating as collaborators and not competitors? I love that thinking. Nice to look at things differently. Number 2, always wear your customer's hat. How often have we spoken about this? But it's a consistent link. There's a number of consistent links between the successful small business owners I have on this show, but that is absolutely one of them. Look at your business through the eyes of your customers. Learning number 3, actively seek feedback from your customers and share it with your staff, which is a wonderful thing to do, and on your website. Not always a big fan of the testimonials link on the website, but strategically placed alongside your products and your services that your customers have tried, I think testimonials can look fantastic. And actually, I'll give you a number 4 learning. Spend more time on your marketing. More time. I'm going to get kind of stricter on this, harder on this as I get older, I think. But I love how Maxine's spending a whole lot of time and some past guests doing the same. It is only going to lead to more success. Hope you liked that interview. Head over to smallbusinessbigmarketing.com, look for episode 282 and leave a comment. Now, as you know, I am encouraging you, loving it when you do it, to leave a listener review over at the Apple iTunes store. Okay, in doing so, I want to give you something back. In your review, leave a marketing question and your website, and I will respond to it, and I'll give you a little bit of promotion along the way. And that's exactly what this listener has done, who has called himself Fitness Focus 2012. No name. So I can't promote, but he's got a good question. The review and the question says, Timbo brings so much energy to the podcast as well as super switched on small business owners that are mastering marketing techniques in their biz. Good insight there. That's exactly who I look for. It makes the drive to work and uni an uplifting experience. Hey, Timbo, I'm studying software engineering and database management. Whoa, that sounds heavy. I hope when I finish I can help many small business owners master their data and create more value for their clients. But I've got a question. What is the best way to build a personal brand while still building your business brand, especially in the realm of social media? Well, that is an excellent question. Here's how I do it. Number 1, get clear on your editorial mission. I speak about this ad nauseum, and I will continue to. Your editorial mission determines what you speak about. It's like a filter. Answer 3 questions. What have you got to offer? To who? And what outcome can they expect? Once you're clear on your editorial mission, choose a social media channel that resonates with you, that you are comfortable with, and choose just one. You don't have to choose them all. There's too many. That will create overwhelm. Once you've chosen it, own it. Own it by consistently creating great content that either educates or entertains your prospects, or maybe even both, right? But own it. And the big word there, consistently. And step 4, Reid. Read Jab, 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 Right Hook, the great social media book by Gary Vaynerchuk. And I would also suggest reading the Key Person of Influence book, because at the end of the day, what you want to do is become a key person of influence by building your personal brand in your industry. You get that book free, posted to you over at keypersonofinfluence.com/Timbo. Great question. Thank you, Fitness Focused 2012. Sorry I don't know your name. Thank you for the 5-star review. Everyone else, head over to iTunes, leave a listener review for the show and your marketing question and website, and I will get around to answering it in upcoming episodes. Righto, some great feedback here from Greg. He says, just pure music to small business ears, 5 stars. He says, I was playing with my new iPhone and opened up a podcast app. With my new phone, I found your podcast. Wow, nearly 300 episodes. Boy, have I got some catching up to do. You certainly have, Greg, but you got all the time in the world, mate. He goes on to say, Timbo, keep up the good work. At 65, I'm just starting my journey with you. Wow, love that. Hey, that is a motivated business owner right there. While other 65-year-olds are swinging in a hammock somewhere, Greg is motivated to continue. He says, I've also always said, I like this quote, if you help enough people get what they want, you will get what you want. So true. I talk about helpful marketing all the time. You put it out there, the universe will come back and give you a big hug. Back to Greg, he says, all the best. Greg, Digital Perceptions. P.S. I must tell you a funny display ad I did. I had some alarm horns to sell. At a Sunday market, I placed them on a table and put a sign under the display. It read, it's time to get horny. Oh, Greg. Hashtag dad joke. I did get a lot of feedback. I also made another sign. Oh, he's on fire now. He's unstoppable. The sign read, get horny for $5. You should have seen some of the people's faces. Priceless. Greg, I don't know whether I should have read that, mate. I've just lost a whole lot of listeners. Like, my dad jokes are bad. I acknowledge that. They're funny, but they're bad. Yours, you've just taken it to a whole nother level, brother. Anyway, love your work, mate, and thank you for the feedback. Warren Buffett once said, someone is sitting in the shade today because they planted a tree a long time ago. Oh, I love that quote. I would suggest start planting some marketing seeds now so you can be sitting under that tree in years to come. Some marketing's a sprint, helpful marketing's a marathon. So start putting some time in, team. Hey, plenty of marketing gold coming your way in the weeks and months ahead. And if you need something designed, anything, book cover, brochure, logo, car wrap, then head over to 99designs.com/Timbo for your free $99 design upgrade. With Christmas coming, I would suggest it's a good project to get underway over the Christmas period. Marketing's a good thing to work on in your downtime. Hey, be sure to use Net Registry if you need a website or to get your website found. Exclusive listener packages can be found at netregistry.com.au/Timbo, including that $79 a month Do It For Me website package. Audio production for this show is done by Daryl Delirious Misson. Thanks, Dazza. And the music bed is written, produced and sung by the very cool Mr. Lockie Doley. Thanks, Lock. If you want to surround yourself with other motivated business owners team, then do head over to the Small Business Big Marketing Forum at crankmymarketing.com. It's even got a 30-day, no questions asked, money-back guarantee. So, hey, what's stopping you? If you need a speaker for an upcoming event, then I'm all yours. Check out timreid.com.au. Until next episode, I am Timbo Reid, always have been, always will be. May your marketing be the best marketing. Bye for now.